Okay, so we're going to remove our 5 17mm lug studs. All right, this is the last one. Make sure you're holding your wheel because there's going to be nothing holding it on. Okay, now that the wheel's off, let's go ahead and spray this ball joint nut right here. Then we're just going to spray up along here. That's the upper control arm mounting area. We're going to use a 17mm socket and remove this. Take that same nut and put it on just a few threads. Grab your hammer and hit right here on the knuckle. If that doesn't work, you can go ahead and use your pickle fork. Slide it right in here. That separated that nicely. See about pushing this down enough to get this nut out of here. There we go. So now let's remove these 13mm headed nuts. Got a little washer on there. Grab that as well. Do the same to the other two. Okay, you can see the strut starting to go down. Just pull that. I'm going to grab all these so there's nowhere there can go. And let's get back underneath. So now we're going to use a nice long pry bar. I'm just going to come along here and I'm going to try to make it so I can lower this, because what I want to do is I want to pay attention to right here. I need to draw those studs out of the body of the vehicle and then pull the strut towards me. There we go. And that gives us plenty of room to get to these bolts now. Okay, so if you go along the strut tower area, you're going to see that you have the bolt that comes through, and then there's a 16mm nut, pretty much right where I just went with the wrench there. Just hold that with the wrench, and then we're going to remove the bolt. And there's also one like this on the other side of the strut tower. Okay, so now with having a partner help us hold that wrench, we're going to use our 16mm with an extension and remove this bolt. All right, let's pull that bolt out of there. There it is. Nice long one for us. Let's do the other side. Here we go. Okay, hold your control arm so it doesn't fall out and hurt you. And draw it out. Awesome. Okay, so let's install this TRQ control arm here. Just line it up to approximately where the bolt holes are. Slide the bolt in and through. Okay, do the same to the rear. Okay, now we need to do one thing. We're going to set this so it's approximately even with the way that the ground would be, or parallel to the ground. Basically, it just can't be hanging down when you tighten it. So take a long pry bar, go just like this. That's going to hold it for us. And now we're going to have our buddy hold the nuts, and we're going to tighten these up. Okay, so we got the nuts started up there, and we're holding it with a wrench. Now we're going to use our 16 down here, get it back on our bolt. We're just going to bottom it out, and then we're going to torque it down to manufacturer's specification. Okay, we'll do the same to the other side. We're just going to snug this up. There it is. Let's torque this to 37 foot-pounds. There we go. Do the same to the front. Awesome. Okay, so here we go with our long pry bar again. We're going to try to pry down on this so we can put the strut back up into where it belongs. There we go. So it's important to make sure that you still have this plate located where it belongs, which is across these two towards the rear of the vehicle, and then the washer on the one that doesn't have the plate. We're going to put these nuts back on here, and then we'll bottom them out and torque this down. Okay. Now we're just going to torque these down to 18 foot-pounds. Just double check them. Torqued. So we've got our ball joint nut. We're just going to get this stud so it's inside the knuckle here. You can use something as simple as a pry bar. Just try to get it in there. And that's just to apply a little bit of pressure so that hopefully that'll come down through. That nut on there. Okay. Pry bar out of there. Bottom this out. We're going to torque this to 44 foot-pounds. Torqued. Okay, so it's time to get the wheel back up on here. Grab one of your studs, grab what you need to put them in, grab the wheel, get it up on there. Let's start all the rest of them. Let's bottom these out. Let's torque these to 95 foot-pounds. Torqued. Okay, now it's time to get it to the local alignment shop.